Aristotle starts his introduction by saying happiness depends on ourselves. This statement is very true because in order for us to be happy, we have to be happy with ourselves. And we also can't love anyone else or even begin to if we can't accept our own selves. And our whole goal in life is to mainly to be happy. And if we aren't happy, we feel like we haven't done enough in life to be accepted. And being happy comes in many forms, such as being accepted or being important in somebody else's life. And happiness can come from relationships, work, family, and everyday acts of kindness. Aristotle also states that happiness depends on the cultivation of virtue. And a virtue is a type of behavior or action that shows a moral standard. And Aristotle is one of the greatest thinkers in the history of philosophy, and he was a student of Plato, and his work influenced people throughout history.
Aristotle says that happiness is not something that is temporary, but a final end goal that encompasses the totality of one's life. There are things like money, pleasure, and honor that can lead to happiness. Happiness is an end in itself. He noticed that there are four things that exist in the world: minerals, vegetative, animals, and humans. What distinguishes humans from the other things is the ability to reason and make decisions.
Aristotle established a link between being happy and having high moral standards and having virtue. He tells us that the most important way to be happy is to have a good moral character. According to Aristotle, happiness consists in achieving through the course of a whole lifetime all the goods, which are things like health, wealth, knowledge, friends, like stuff like that lead to the perfection of human nature and to the enrichment of human life. One of those goods that you should achieve according to Aristotle is friendship. Aristotle believes that friendship is one of the most important virtues in achieving happiness. The highest form of friendship to Aristotle is one that is based on virtue and is always wishing for the best for their friends, regardless what they might get out of it.
This isn't the moral way of duties, but on the development of character and acquiring of virtues. Knowing Aristotle means knowing of his doctrine of virtue as being a golden mean. The mean is relative to ourselves, meaning one person's mean may be another's extreme. He says that some people are born with weaker wills than others. He then concludes that goodness of one is a settled condition of the soul which wills or chooses the mean relatively to ourselves. This mean being determined by a rule or whatever we like to call that by which the wise man determines it.
Conclusion: according to Aristotle, happiness is the ultimate end and purpose of human existence. Happiness is not pleasure, nor is it virtue. It is the exercise of virtue. Happiness cannot be achieved until the end of one's life. Hence, it is a goal and not a temporary state. Happiness is the perfection of human nature. Since man is a rational animal, human happiness depends on the exercise of his reason.